we're back here at the GSL for part number 2 of our semifinals. We already know ST is going to be in the finals. It's really not that surprising. I didn't know the games were going to be that one-sided. I thought maybe Hongkong would win one. But
oh, man.
I was wrong.
So
I think honestly, at this point in time, it's going to be this is going to be the match to actually watch for.
You know, when he was saying that the winner of Game 1 will win it, I think he was nest teasing us.
You're funny. Look at you being funny. I mean, about 80% of the jokes they make are actually hokey. Whoa, Mr. Che has a battle cruiser.
Yeah.
Look at that battle cruiser.
Mr. Che likes to play with models.
It's one of many of Mr. Che's action figures that he has. He plays with them on his commercial breaks.
Yeah, he does. He's like... And then I go over and grab his Viking model, and I just go like this, away from his battle cruiser. I'm like, it's dead, Mr. Che. And he's like, no!
Yeah, everything we said there is true. This is going to be the match, though, to watch for today. Byun against... I got really close to you when I did that. I was like, this is going to be the match you're going to look at today. Byun against LosirA. I think it's actually pretty 50-50. I don't know who's going to win.
I have no idea who's going to win this. That's a very, very good way to put it, Tasis.
Thank you.
Well,
and here are two players now, so we're going to go to the interview.
보고 무서워하는 건 저밖에 없나 봅니다. 네, 다시 돌아왔습니다. 거신 캐스터입니다. 자, 임재덕 선수가 올라가게 됐고요. 이제 임재덕 선수를 부러워하는 양 선수들과 함께 자리매김하고 있습니다. 먼저 만나볼 선수 황강호 선수입니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 제가 마이크를 드릴게요. 네, 좀 긴장이 되실 것 같아요.
네, 되는 것 같아요.
네, 그리고 임재덕 선수가 인터뷰에서 강호야 미안하다. 너는 아직 어리지 않니? 올라오지 않아도 된다라는 얘기를 했습니다. 어떻습니까?
20살이면 어린 것 같지도 않고요.
Nessie told you have to win just because you're young. What do you
열심히
think
해서 결승 가고
about that?
싶습니다.
네, 제 옆에 있는 선수가 변현우
Still wanna go to the
선수인데
finals.
이 최지성 선수 그리고 이윤열 선수를 잡고 올라갔단
No
말이에요.
matter what.
감정 아니겠습니까?
그건 테란전이고
You defeated Nada
아직 검증이
and
안
Bomber.
됐고 저한테 지금 한 경기 밀리고 있는 변현우 선수라서 딱히 긴장 안 하고 있고 자신 있어요.
그럼 이제 변현우 선수를
Look, I'm really confident
자신
now.
있다는 말씀.
I've beaten these formidable players, and Byun,
네, 좋습니다.
I've beaten him before,
지금의
so
기세
I'm
그대로
very
멋진 경기
confident.
기대하겠습니다. 마지막으로 팬분들에게 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
응원해 주시는 만큼 열심히 할 거고 재밌는 경기 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
네, 자 황강호
I
선수를
will
먼저
do my
만나봤고요.
best to
이어서
show
변현우 선수를
great games today
만나보도록
to my
하겠습니다.
fans.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hello.
두 분 다 긴장을 굉장히 많이 하신 것 같아요. 이 마이크 제 밥줄입니다. 네, 자 그리고 변현 선수 이제 4강에 올라가게 되면은 강아지를 키울 수 있다 뭐 이런 얘기 들었어요. 결승에 올라가면 뭐 사자도 키울 수 있을 것 같아요.
Said he would buy a puppy. I didn't know. He said he would buy a puppy if he was going to make it to the semifinals.
진짜 긴장을 굉장히 많이 하시는군요. 자, 저그는 만나기 싫다. 난 저그는 정말 싫어한다. 뭐 이런 얘기를 많이 하셨어요. 긴장은 안 되십니까? 그 부분에 있어서는.
다 심리전이에요. 사실 저거는
His coach said apparently that he can keep the puppy at the team house.
잘해요. 저거는 되게 잘해요.
네, 괜찮습니다. 떨지 마시고요. 네, 잘하신다고. 자, 그러면 변현
I'm really
선수
confident, he said, because I'm really good at Karen versus
그분들에게
Zerg.
한마디 부탁드릴게요.
제가 근데 오늘 강호 형한테 질 것 같지가 않거든요. 저번에 저한테 한 경기
I don't think I'm going to lose to LosirA today.
전 그 경기가 기억도 안 나요. 언제 했는지도. 그냥 오늘 저랑 한번
He
해보시면
has beaten me before,
이 경기
but I
끝나고
can't
제
even
모습을
remember a
볼 거예요.
game
과연 저 선수가 변현우가
where that
맞나
occurred.
보게 될 거예요. 각오하시기 바랍니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
Today, I think LosirA is going to be pretty surprised.
하셨는데 벌벌 떨고 계시네요.
I wonder
두 분 다.
if I'm really
자,
Byun.
아무튼 멋진 경기 기대하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 지금부터 출발해 주십시오.
All right, it's time. One of these two guys, and I honestly do not know who, is going to move on to the finals and face off against the best Zerg in the world, Nesty.
I'm not going to say anything, Tasis. I'm just
Arteos
going
is
to
just
watch
sitting
you,
there.
watch you talk.
These guys, good buddies.
Yeah. I am so excited to see what Byun is going to
Oh
pull
man, it's
out.
going to be so awesome. Look, we may see LosirA in the same position that we saw Bomber in against Byun, where Byun can, for whatever reason, play 7 or 8 30-minute games in a row that are incredibly exhausting, and he has the best stamina I've ever seen.
LosirA has pretty good stamina himself, Tasis.
He does.
I I don't know.
Indeed.
If you had told me that we were going to be watching good old Bleach from Season 1, Season 2, the Protoss player, as Terran in the round of 4 right now, trying to go up against the son of the greatest player in the game, I wouldn't believe you. But here we are.
Well, I always knew Byun was good, even when I first casted him in Code A, back when we were doing Code A. And I just never realized that he was going to get this far. I thought he had the potential. Like, I think we'll see this guy more and more and more at the GSL. Here he is in the semifinals, and he really deserves to be in the semifinals. He's really, really good.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, he took out Bomber. There you go.
Enough said.
Well, we see Byun has been killing Zergs recently. Look at that. July, Leenock, lost to LosirA as we see, Xenio.
I think historically he hasn't actually he hasn't faced a lot of Zergs overall. It's mostly been Terran versus Terran, but he claims his Terran versus Zerg is really good, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to offer.
LosirA, not quite as good a record recently, but a lot of those losses are for people like Optimus, the last GSL champion, and SC, one of the greatest TVZ minds in the world.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really tell all that much. In fact, all his losses are basically to them. SC with 3 of those, and Optimus with 2.
Now, Byun has his own style. He does open up with tech labs more than other Terran players do.
Yeah, he likes his Reapers, man.
He likes to scout and basically have a really good idea of what's going on and bully Zerglings and stuff like that off the map. A lot of players are using Hellions, though. He might switch into that style as well. LosirA, actually, it's kind of hard to define his play style. He's just very well-rounded.
Yeah.
A little bit more aggressive than Nesty.
Yeah. It's definitely not a similar style to Nesty, but at the same time, it's very good. It's not a style that has a bunch of holes or something.
Yeah.
He gets the most out of his units all the time. He has insanely high APM, so he's kind of everywhere.
Now, LosirA got rid of Crevasse, and I'm actually not surprised about that because that's a map that you could have a long game on.
That's like a Byun map.
That's a Byun map right there. And Byun got rid of Belshire Beach. A lot of people just eliminating that map because it is so new. You know, why risk it on a new map when you could play on a map you played, thousands of times before? Okay, countdown has started. The game is loading, and we're going to start off our first game in this pivotal best of 5. LosirA, the up-and-coming Zerg. People kept saying he was going to get to a finals. Can he do it against Byun, who's been doing surprisingly well? The most, this guy can run marathons when it comes to, playing in long games. LosirA's going to have to stay strong. He's going to have to stay focused. Even if he gets elite, Byun might be able to manage to wear him down. Over here in the red, our Zerg player, teammate of Nesty, slightly more aggressive.
I am LosirA.
I think she's my favorite.
Is she?
Yeah.
Your favorite changes quite often.
Yeah, I'm pretty fickle.
Yes, you are.
Such an important game for the first game. And now in the bottom left, Tech Lab Terran.
Yeah.
Oh my.
See, that's a drawing of a poop because Byun is his last name, but Byun can also mean poop.
Yes, it certainly
So,
can.
in case you guys are wondering.
Poop in a bad way to say it. So, the map is Crossfire. And Crossfire is an interesting map for this matchup because Zergs don't like it, yet so far, statistically, they've done quite fine on it.
Yeah, I mean, on a theory level, if you look at the map, we kind of just think out loud about, well, what would Zerg have to deal with on here? What are going to be the obvious problems? Look at that. We got free pizza down here today. We made sure to get meat on every single one so our toasters couldn't eat any.
That's fine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, pretty
Things
crazy.
Things are already getting weird.
Very fast expand over there for LosirA. I'm not surprised he's trying this on a map like this. LosirA doesn't care for this map all that much.
He's going for the gold base. I found gold. Extra gold. I'm telling you, it's gold.
Prospector LosirA with his divining rod finds the gold minerals. Lays a hatchery down. His divining drone. And Byun, he's going for a gas build, Tesa, so I think we may possibly see some Hellions. But I wouldn't be surprised because of the placement of that hatchery and, where it... Oh, no.
What?
Oh, the SCV just saw
Oh
those
my
drones.
God! Oh.
All right, so my thought is that we're going to see a Roach Warren thrown up pretty quickly here, and we might see some sort of crazy aggression out of LosirA. It's possible that that won't occur, but if Byun goes Hellion from here, I mean, it's going to be so hard to defend both bases. And there you go, a factory is going up. Those drones.
Well, this is...
Yeah, the Roach Warren's going up, Tasteless.
I feel really bad for LosirA because part of the strategy is based off just deception.
Yeah.
You know, of him basically finding out 5 minutes after the fact that, oh, he's had the gold base.
Yeah.
I'm way more behind than I ever knew.
And he might be in trouble, Tasteless. Here come 2 Marines. Only 2 Zerglings popping out right here. He's going to bring his drones as well, but he wants them for minerals because he is making that Roach Warren.
And nice pressure by Byun.
And
scaring him. Just don't make too many drones at that base.
Byun's actually walking away. This is very interesting.
I think it's smart.
Yeah, you know, he's playing extremely carefully and instantly throwing down a starport, so it's not going to be completely Hellions. Definitely going to see a Banshee, though.
You know, this is one of those builds where we're going to see from Byun where, like, he's actually just doing this on the fly. This is not, like, his special strategy on this map. He's basically having to react and come up with something, anything.
Yeah, he can't just play whatever he had planned because of that gold base. That changes everything. And, well, Tasteless, there's Roaches already out, already on the way. No speed for the Lings, so very interesting build, to say the least. I love this. Look at this little move by Byun.
Oh, that's sexy.
Just keeps that watchtower so easily, and really good mobility in the middle with his Marines and Hellion. And, Roach is good against all those units, Tasteless.
Oh, he does manage to maneuver that through there. These Marines are in trouble now. But the drones over here at the... Nope, not the drones over
Everything's going right for LosirA right now. Byun kind of caught out in the middle of the map with this, but the Banshee, of course, will be able to do a lot to Roaches.
Interception.
Oh, man, that's completely true. I actually am so excited about this attack. If LosirA just goes right up and starts hitting stuff, Tasteless, this might be hard.
He can actually just bum rush him with the Roaches, which you don't normally see, but this game's kind of ended up a little bit weirder than a normal StarCraft 2 game.
Yeah. He's even got the Overlord floating right there, Tasteless, to be able to see on the high ground so the bunker can't cover everything. Oh my God, LosirA has so many units down here.
This is so bad for Byun right now.
Yeah, this is quite a quick rush. Behind it, he's making just a 1 Roach and 1 drone along with Queen. So
there's a Banshee out, but he can actually just get inside the main base.
Yeah,
and take out a lot of SCVs. The Banshee was supposed to be there to attack the gold base, not to defend against Roaches.
Oh my God.
This is actually going to be such a crippling blow.
It certainly is, Tasteless. He did this, a very quick gold base rush with no Queens and all these Roaches. What an interesting maneuver, but the Banshee dealing damage so quickly to these Roaches.
But there's just more Roaches coming in here. He doesn't actually care. Is that you can kill every single Roach. You're not going to have SCVs.
Yeah.
He might have to punch out GG. Then again, this is the stamina-based Terran, so I'm sure Byun's going to lift up all his buildings and go to different corners of the map and go get some pizza that we have here for free.
Well, he's at 14 supply against 39, Tasteless. Even that might be a waste of his stamina. It's becoming pretty over at this point. 25 drones against 9 SCVs. He's got his Queens out at this point, making an additional Queen at each base so that he can stop the Banshee harassment. Almost 3 times the drones. Byun has stabilized, but there's nothing really stable about it, Tasteless. He's in critical condition.
The Banshee is, it's being useful here. It's defending. Oh my God! Did you see that thing die? That was like painful. He was like wiggling around.
I would think so, man.
It was like his brain, the nerves were hit, and he was like couldn't control his body.
All right, so the Banshee's going to fly over and find 2 Queens. I don't want anything to do with it, Tasteless. Here we go. Sees the
Not
Queens.
touching my babies.
There's their drones, Tasteless. Oh my God, he got one. He got.
Well, this is just not a very effective Banshee.
Yeah, and it's not going to be. LosirA continues to pump drones, realizing that Byun can't really do an attack. Right now, Byun's army consists of a Viking, a Banshee, and 3 Marines. It's got a whole of 18 SCVs against 48 drones.
Oh my God.
48 drones, Tasteless.
Well, basically, guys, Byun is so insanely behind, it would take a miracle for him to come back.
And I'm sure LosirA will go Spire, because that's like...
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
That's simply win. I mean, you do not come back against Mutas when you're this far behind. Doesn't occur. Head of Viking. doing a good job killing Overlords, but I mean, Banshee so wants to get that hatchery
It's like
canceled.
the sickest kiting.
Yeah, that was pretty good kiting.
All right. This right now for the past few minutes has been us watching the Banshee really not accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Other than making a hatchery cancel and then remake. Which, like, that's neat, but
Yeah, it's neat.
it's only neat.
That's it. Byun is going to try his best to come back to Aces. He's getting stim. He's getting more barracks. He's making his siege tanks to make sure he doesn't die to Banelings or something like that. Baneling Nest is on the way, so LosirA may just do that to speed this game up, but the Spire going up as well to make sure he can get the win.
For a Terran to be on one base against a Zerg who has a gold base for this long, that is so bad for the Terran. And it's not that like he just needs to land his orbital on the low ground, it's that he can't really get out right now.
Yes. There's a lot of speedlings out. The creep is starting to really make its way across the map. The third base is going to be up shortly. Banelings are going to be around. The Spire is almost half done. Oh. I do not envy Byun's position here.
Well, Byun could still come back in another game. It's funny that this is like such a tough map for Zerg, but we're seeing all these Zergs come up with these really creative strategies to kind of cope with the difficult architecture of the map.
No map is imbalanced when you only need to win one game, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Well.
It's actually kind of profound what you just said.
It's true.
Yeah. It's like true. It's wise.
If it's just one game, you can always come up with strategy, Tasteless. It's over time where maps cartography goes against you. Oh, God. Well, a lot of speedlings are out and moving, Tasteless. Those are going to prevent this expansion from really working for Terran.
Uh-oh. Wait, no, I was going to say,
He
you
was like,
actually can do that.
yeah.
Wait a minute, that's actually not a lot of Marines.
No siege.
Uh-oh, he better raise
yet.
the depots.
Even chasing away the mules, anything at this point is good for him. Well,
I don't know why he just started unloading that there. He should have
that was... I was trying to put that into words, Tasteless. I'm not really sure.
I actually was having a hard time fathoming that.
Yep.
Actually, no, fathom's the right word, but I was having a hard time actually understanding what was going on with that.
Well, we do have some mutas on the way. Not a whole lot. But, well, actually, he already made 5, so yeah. He's going to have a nice little clump of mutas, and I don't see any missile turrets, Tasteless, anywhere. There is an engineering bay. There is stim. No combat shields, no missile turrets, and not a lot of medevacs. In fact, only 2. So the mutas are going to do insane damage when LosirA finally decides to move over there. It's such a good way. If you kill a bunch of SCVs early when Terran's kind of teched up a little bit, you can always just tech up the Spire and kill them with mutilous harassment. It's actually the safest, best way to go about it.
They just won't have enough Marines.
Yeah.
To actually do harassment.
And not enough money to make SCVs, Marines, and turrets all at once as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically forcing them to stay behind even further. Nice little medevac drop here, but don't forget there are mutas on the map, so
yeah,
this this harassment does have an expiration date here.
Certainly does. Trying to get away. Mutas just flying over, flapping their wings.
And oh, looks like he actually missed it. That's funny.
Yeah, I guess he thinks it's out of there.
Well, nice job by Byun. He's actually successfully hidden that drop.
Yeah. Combat shields, over half done now. I mean, Byun is delaying him quite a bit with that dropship, which is totally worth it because, you know, as we said, Byun is a guy that he's like, well, I lost all my SCVs. That's okay. I'll just won't attack
I'll just
until
play an
50 minutes
hour-long
from
game.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was taken out.
Mules.
I love the creep spread here from LosirA.
Very much so, Tasteless. And LosirA is actually going for +2 carapace on his Zerglings as opposed to any melee attacks. Very interesting. We've seen that a little bit more lately. People love to be able to close with the Zerglings.
Now, this drop could be pretty effective, Artos. He could actually stim in here and take out some really important tech buildings.
Yeah, you might be able to. Where are the mutas? They are actually out in the middle of the map.
Okay, this was probably the worst thing he could attack.
Yeah, that was kind of
that was so bad.
And now he will lose that medevac, Tasteless.
He's like, I'm going to give up a medevac and all my Marines to kill an extractor. Like, oh, man.
I like this move by Byun, taking out a ton of creep tumors, which is something he needs to do. The creep is actually getting over towards his base at this point. LosirA was watching Seal the other day on Team League, Tasteless, and decided that he wanted to do something similar.
Yeah.
Amazing creep spread thus far.
Marines are stimmed. Come in there. And that was actually an overstim.
Yeah. No, Byun He's done such great stalling. I'm really impressed. But the supply 183 to 108, 70 drones to 46 SCVs. It's pretty crazy. You know, during all this, Tasteless, a 4th base has gone up for LosirA. It's just hatched in the top left. And he's making a ton of banelings now. He's already got his baneling speed. So I feel like he's actually just going to attack. You know, he's about to max against a 120 Supply Terran. Look at that, even laying creep tumors up here.
He's actually just going to run up here. This is so bad for the Terran.
Yeah.
Even though the angle is good for the Terran, what's actually coming at the Terran is pretty scary. And Byun can remake this so easily. I think there might be just enough Marines to hold this.
Yep, looks like it is. And Byun holds.
Now here's the question. Should LosirA have actually done that? No, not exactly. He should have let Terran was going to move out anyways. He should have let Terran move out a little bit further because he actually ran up a ramp and then had to run down a ramp to even get all that. And that ramp acts as a filter.
Yeah, good for cardio, not for banelings.
Yeah. It's good for your quads.
Yep. Well, here we go. More Mutalisk harassment coming up. A lot of Zerglings are in production. One thing I do notice clicking around looking at what LosirA has, he should have at least one more macro hatch right now. He's having a hard time actually spending his money this game. Not refilling his supply nearly as quickly as he could.
So the Mutas right now are just keeping the Terran, from getting too far out on the map, because right now the big question for Terran is, how the hell do I get a 3rd base?
Yeah.
The only one that's kind of remotely accessible is all the way at the bottom right.
And a ton of Zerglings coming in here, but again, that's a little ramp, and LosirA just keeps on.
He's getting a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, he's playing
attacks.
I think he feels like he's so far ahead that he can be this sloppy. And
you got to be really careful when you do that. That's so bad.
It may be the case, but at the same time, I mean, this is a world-class Terran you're against. If you give him enough chances, he will come back.
Everybody's played that game of StarCraft where they were way ahead and they were winning, and then they just kind of stopped carrying or tried to do something fancy. They lost, and they're so mad their ears are red.
Yeah.
Everybody's been there. I've been there. You've been there.
Everyone but Nest's been there.
Yeah.
Nest is the one player that is so mature, he will not stop trying no matter how far ahead he is, as we saw against Honor. Well, Byun he's gaining position. He's removing creep. But again, as you said before, Tasteless, where's the 3rd base? When's that going to happen? How is that going to happen?
And if you notice, LosirA's intentionally dumped creep all over the bottom left base that Byun could have taken. So Byun has this big creep problem he has to deal with.
And here we go. LosirA going once again. Byun may not have enough this time, Tasteless.
Well, this is what the first battle was supposed to look like. Sorry, I got this tickle in my throat. Yeah, I think this is the problem right now for somebody like Byun, is that I just can't get outside of my base.
Yeah, every time he comes out too far, LosirA punishes him, pushes him right back.
Nice drop over here in the upper left.
That's a very nice move, but the Mutas will be able to come up here and remove it. It gives Byun time, though, to get out in the middle of the map again and do something, because it looks like that's exactly what his plan is, to just keep on putting on pressure and try to be cost efficient enough to catch up in supply. Unfortunately, it's not really working. 148 supply to 103 at the moment. But the gold base is mined out. The main base is mined out. So actually, LosirA is mining from 2 bases against Byun's 1. The thing is, Byun's 1 is going to be mined out very soon here.
Muta's moving out now. And I have to say, Byun is actually, one thing he's doing correct is he never made an extra orbital for the 3rd base. He just mined out his main and lifted it up.
Certainly. Another thing is how much he's scanning to get rid of creep tumors. If you use too many mules, he would already have been mined out. So, great moves.
All right, here we go. The Muta's coming in here now. Going for the tech lab. Looks like they did miss the orbital, but if they spot that orbital, they can get over there and actually kill that.
Yeah, that's very true, Tasteless. In fact, he did have a Zergling over there, as we saw earlier, so
it's like so many Mutalisks.
Yeah, that's a lot. He's got 23 Mutas right now, Tasteless. 44 Marines out for Byun. And +2 is almost done for the Mutas as well. They're almost to the point where they can just win.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to the point where you have 30 Mutas, they just kill everything. Everything dies. Right, now can Byun secure this bottom right expansion? I mean, don't forget, Zerg does mine these bases out that he has. I mean, he's already mined the gold one out.
Yeah.
So we're actually in a situation
Byun
where
actually dropped the top left again, Tasteless.
And if we can get a shot of the upper left.
Byun is playing very well.
Yeah, Byun is so smart.
Yeah.
Well, okay, now let's take a step back from this game for just a second and look at what's actually going on. Zerg's gold base is mined out. He has 2 bases with blue minerals to the Terran's now fresh 1 base with blue minerals.
Yeah.
And they're actually not as far apart as we think. As long as Byun can turtle on this base and push out when he's max, I don't know what the Zerg's planning on doing.
Well, it looks like he's planning on Mutalisk harassment, and that is exactly how he should do it. Byun just now adding his armory, so it's going to be a while before he has any Thors to help stave that off. And in the meantime, Paces, the main is so open. LosirA is going to get some very important tech structure kills here.
He needs to get that Thor out as soon as possible. The armory's almost done. The only thing that can deal with that many Mutalisks is a Thor.
Yeah, definitely needs some Thor, turret, marine, mania. And the Mutas at this point just wanting to even fight marines.
Yeah, he's like, all right, let's go. I can get rid of some of these Mutalisks.
And he does get rid of a decent amount of them, but the marines do die, and he's forced to stim and send in more. And in the meantime, Tesos, Byun just keeps using all of his energy to scan the creep rooms, which is, again, in a situation like this where both players aren't mining a whole lot, that's the perfect thing to do. You don't want to mine out too quickly. It's actually kind of silly to do.
Yeah, Byun is already, as you can see here, invested into a late game. This is really difficult to engineer a victory from this.
Yeah.
But it's been done before. All right, here we go. Looks like LosirA's going to go for the kill move here.
And this very well may work, Tesos. A lot of Marines for Byun coming out, but the Banelings are a little bit too scary here.
That's it, GG.
And, well, LosirA got way ahead. Byun did his absolute best to try to come back, but I think more so, he's trying to wear LosirA down. He realizes that he can play the longest games, the most games. LosirA may get tired after a while.
Damn, I think that was a kind of a weird game because LosirA's gold base got spotted and Byun had to react, and LosirA actually managed to handle it just fine. But that was not a game where we got to see what Byun actually had in store.
Yeah.
That was a weird game.
Completely. Good build. He takes that first map that Zergs oftentimes don't like, and taking a map like that is going to just put you in a great mindset for the rest of the match.
Well, it is interesting, though, to see that Byun was really perfectly fine with dragging that into a long game and saying, well, you know what? You know what I'm good at is just staying on the ball forever.
Yeah.
I don't know, this guy has...
He doesn't falter.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't go on tilt. He doesn't
guy.
falter. He's a machine. So that was interesting to see that he was actually still holding on for that long. We have a Zerg that actually has like 4 bases, and you barely have a... That's a good drawing.
Of course, LosirA, a talented piano player as well.
Yep. He's a pianist.
I'm really impressed with Byun for living for that long. He was that cost efficient for that long because of how much LosirA had. Most Terrans would just have died to any of those attacks, but Byun just kept on going.
He's like really durable.
Yes.
In these games, he's just, and that's really interesting.
He's the Energizer Byun.
Oh my God!
Wow, it just came to me.
The Energizer Byun. Okay, that's actually his name now. No, that's it. That's.
I don't know. I kind of like Death Note Terran, man.
That's it.
He's just like
Energizer Byun. Wow, you are funny and smart and handsome.
Thank you. You're funny and smart and handsome.
All right, that's better. Okay, so we got his new nickname that I'm so proud of.
Are you
taking all the credit for that?
That's a good job, Taste.
Good job using a Taste build to make that name. Wow. Now, this map, Xel'Naga Fortress, this game will look completely different.
Yes, certainly.
The problem, well, I shouldn't say the problem, that's kind of a weird way to say it. The burden on the map Crossfire is that it's like this tall, skinny map. So it's kind of this back and forth
map.
It's a hard, it's handsome too. And it's a map where it's hard to kind of sneak around your opponent. This map, it's weird because you're both expanding out. Like, let's say, I'll show you guys when the game starts up because the game is now loaded. So we're going to see if Byun can play a little bit better this time on a map that has completely different geography. Xel'Naga Fortress. Xel'Naga letting us use their fortress to play in the GSL. Thank you, Xel'Naga. LosirA and Byun, who's going to win?